Let's begin. The wisdom of the field that transforms your life. Welcome to another Coffee with Destiny. Today, Wednesday, we are here, connected to Brazil and the world. I want to greet our dear students who connect every morning, Monday to Friday at 6:57 a.m. in this morning routine of growth and transformation. You who are here at Coffee with Destiny, it's because you yearn for change. You yearn to undertake this better life while eternity hasn't arrived yet. You want to learn how to live here. And that's our job. I'm Tiago Brunet, your life teacher. I'm here every morning, free of charge, teaching you how to live better. Everything that school didn't teach you. School teaches good things. I think you don't use them every day. LCM, GCD, synthesis, square root, periodic table. It's good that you learn that, but you don't use it every day. Now, dealing with people, dealing with money, dealing with your own emotions. You deal with that every day, and nobody taught you how to live it. And that's why Coffee with a Destination exists, so that you can live much better here on earth while eternity hasn't arrived yet. We're in the series 5 Revelations for Your Change. We've already talked about gratitude. We've talked about parents. And today we're going to talk about persistence. Right, Teixeira? It's important for you to understand the power of persistence, because without persistence, you never reach your final goal. Without persistence, it means you're a quitter, that you give up halfway through and you start and don't finish. So we're going to talk about this very complex subject today, but it will help you in your transformation. Look, I want to ask all our students now to share today's lesson with as many people as possible. You are following this week's series, you know? It's strong. It's helping a lot of people. Don't forget to grab the link and send it to as many people as possible. Many people need to watch it. What are we going to teach? Why send this to your teenage son? Send it to your husband? Send it to your business partner. Send it to your coworkers. Put it in your WhatsApp groups. Post it on Instagram now. Another Coffee with a Destination has begun. Don't forget to like it, because when you like it, you not only show our team, who are reading this every morning, but you also make YouTube understand that the video is relevant and deliver it to more people. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe on this channel. Okay, look, today I want to teach you about the secrets of persistence and how far persistence can take you. Because the Bible says, knock, and it shall be opened unto you. That is, knock, and it shall be opened unto you. The Bible also says that the widow knocked on the door of the unjust judge until he answered. Persistence opens doors. Persistence leads to places you never dreamed of. I need to speak this morning about the power of being a consistent and persistent person. A person who always does the same thing to get where they are, dreaming of getting there. You keep inventing things. One day you do one thing. Another day you do another. One day you want to, another day you don't. One day you're excited about the day, you're discouraged. Enough. The time has come for persistence to reach places you never dreamed of reaching. For example, Wesley, if you want to have a healthy and a beautiful physical body, in addition to being healthy, you need to go to the gym, right? You need to go to the gym once a week. You need to go to the gym constantly, right? In other words, consistency in physical exercise will give you not only health, but also the physical beauty you are looking for. Persistence means, I'm tired today, persist. But I don't want to persist. In other words, this doesn't just apply to physical health. It applies to everything. Your finances are sometimes stagnant because you're not being coherent, consistent, and persistent in your financial life. You don't even know what that means. Your mindset is confused. Do you still think earning money is bad, a sin? In other words, you need to decide. The time for decision has arrived. What do you want from life? Let's get paper and pen ready so we can get into today's lesson. For example, many people, I'll read an interesting statistic here. Between 5 and 10 people, only 5 to 10% of people who attempt weight loss succeed. That is, out of every 100% of people, I'll explain this here. Out of every 100 people who attempt weight loss, only 5 to 10 succeed. They persist in losing weight. What does this mean? That we have a dropout rate of about 9,095% when it comes to weight loss? In other words, let's wait and see. If you can't even be persistent when it comes to your health, how are you going to be persistent when it comes to getting rich? To prosper? To resolve family conflicts? To educate your child? To raise your children? Educating children from toddlers to teenagers isn't easy, but with persistence, it's possible. Why am I telling you this? Because the data shows it, doesn't it? Research shows that when it comes to, for example, weight loss, 90% of people give up. That's why there's that joke about, I'm going to start the diet on Monday, because nothing ever happens. I'm going to start studying English this year. I'm going to start. You make a lot of promises, but you don't start anything because you're not persistent. You're not persistent. But how long will you let giving up determine the results in your life? Come on. It's time for us to grow up. Look, Galatians 6 verse 9. Our ancient foundation today says the following: let us not grow weary of doing good. In other words, if there's one thing Tiago doesn't know, it's persistence. I'll give you a reason here. Don't grow weary of doing good. Persist tirelessly in doing good, because in due time we will reap what we sow. That is, if we do not grow weary, meaning we only reap the harvest if we do not give up halfway through. It is written, let us not become weary in doing good, for in due time we will choose it. If we do not grow weary, that is, if you do not give up on the journey, if you do not grow weary in the middle of the journey, if you do not let it go, if you do not leave it for later, if you persist until the end. This verse shows us that constancy and persistence bring reward, bring harvest. It is impossible to be constant, persistent in something, and not prosper in that which you are being constant in. You know why I am living what I am living today, right? Because it fell from the sky. No, it's because I've been, since 2014, persisting in all the projects of the Shine Institute, the House of Destiny, everything that God has asked me to do professionally or ministerially. It's because of persistence. That is, obedience first and foremost, of course. If we don't obey God's voice, they know where to go. God's mercy and grace first and foremost, of course. Without God's mercy and grace, we can't do anything. Without God, we can't do anything. But, humanly speaking, the secret, what is it, Teixeira? Persistence. To persist, humanly speaking, is the key, that phase where whoever isn't constant on the path will never get anywhere. Whoever isn't constant on the path will never get anywhere, because they start the journey and stop. They sit down, give up, lie down, faint. Once, Jacob, what was he? Sleeping. An angel appeared to him. And the Bible says that, why did he wrestle with this angel? It began to dawn after he had wrestled all night. The angel spoke like this: let me go? Is it already dawn? He said, I will not let you go until you bless me. Why did Jacob persist? He insisted. He didn't give up. The angel said, all right, I will bless you. There are spiritual things. There are divine blessings that are only released in our lives with persistence, only with constancy. So I came here today to tell you not to give up, because victory is coming if you don't give up. Now, if you don't lie down, don't give up, don't rest. Now, continue a little longer, paper and pen. The guy will teach you the consequences of giving up. We have terrible consequences when we give up. That's why you can't give up on your marriage. You can't give up on your financial life. You can't give up on a life of holiness. You can't give up on your children. You can't give up on finding the love of your life. If you're still single, you can't give up because our enemy, our adversary, works precisely to steal our hope. He tries to make us think there's no way out. There's a way, and the solution lies in persistence, in insistence. Knock, knock, it will open, use it. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. In other words, you have to take action. You have to be persistent so that you can receive what you need and what you're dreaming of. But you also lose when you give up. There are very serious consequences for those who give up. The first consequence for those who give up is that they lose the opportunity. And are there opportunities? They only come once in a lifetime. Yes. Who works here with me? Who has been with me for a long time? Time on social media, knows I've been through a lot in life. Financial setbacks, depression, clinical depression, diagnosed and dealing with bipolar disorder. I've experienced anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I almost separated from Janine twice, and in our last marital crisis, we resolved it. We seriously considered each going our separate ways. What saved us? Number one, faith. If you don't have faith, you can't. You can't have the strength to continue. You who are going through a marital crisis, do you know what I'm talking about? You who are going through a crisis with your child, do you know what I'm talking about? Without faith, you have no strength. Faith. But the second thing is that we decided, when we were about to give up, to say, let's hold on a little longer. Or we decided to insist a little more. And it was in that insistence that God intervened with provision, and the situation resolved itself. Otherwise, I would have given up today on what is so fundamental and important to me, which is my family. In other words, don't think you're standing so high that you can't fall. Don't think you're so secure that you can't lose. There is no security for those who are standing, doing something. What we can do to protect ourselves is fight against giving up, because otherwise you lose opportunities when you have the chance. For example, if I lost my business, if I lost my family, if I lost a chance to create another one, in fact, if I didn't even create another family, right? You would continue? So, it's very difficult to miss an opportunity. So one of the extremely negative consequences of giving up is that you lose the opportunity. The second negative consequence of giving up is stagnation. You stop when you give up. You stagnate, growth stops, dreams stop, projects stop, everything stagnates. The third consequence is a negative impact on your self-confidence. You gave up, okay? Self-confidence is very low. Self-esteem is very low. It breaks your self-esteem. It breaks your self-confidence. Fourth, you lose personal fulfillment and lose the meaning of life. You were trying and now you've stopped. And fifth, you affect all your relationships. People, giving up is very serious. That's why I'm teaching you to be persistent, to be insistent on your life purpose, to be persistent with your family, to be persistent with financial growth, to be persistent in your goals and dreams. Because giving up will destroy you. 5 negative things will happen. If you give up, you will lose the opportunity. You will stagnate. It will impact your self-confidence, your self-esteem. You will lack personal fulfillment and meaning in life, and it will negatively affect your relationships. Therefore, today's message is, don't give up. There is no room for giving up in your life. The time has come to persist and move forward. For that, you need faith and dreams. Faith to endure the difficult moments and dreams so you can look ahead. Faith and vision. Dreams the same thing so you can look ahead, say I'm going to get there, and faith to endure the most difficult moments. I am sure that today's lesson was for you who were thinking of stopping. But we are here with a dose of encouragement, with ancient knowledge to tell you, it's not time to stop, it's time to move forward. You will not stagnate or give up. You will conquer because you have faith and vision, a vision of the future to keep walking. I wish you peace and prosperity in your life. May God bless you until tomorrow at 6:57 a.m. with another installment of the series, The 5 Revelations for Your Transformation.